Good evening, students. This is the fourth lecture of this chapter, life process. Today, our topic is excretion. Today, we will study a topic which is known as excretion. So, before going into excretion, we should know what is excretion. What do you mean by excretion? Excretion means urination. What is excretion? Excretion generally means urination. Excretion means urination. Clear? So what is the definition of excretion? The definition of excretion is, it is the process of removing waste substances from our body. It is a process of removing waste substances or harmful substances from our body. The process is excretion. It generally means urination. Clear? So the definition, what is the definition? The definition will be the process of removal of harmful nitrogenous waste substances from our body is called excretion. Clear? So the process of removal of harmful nitrogenous waste substances from our body is called excretion. So it is the process of removing waste substances. So what type of waste? Nitrogenous waste. Nitrogenous waste means waste that has nitrogen or waste that contains nitrogen. Clear? Example of a waste which contains nitrogen. What is the example of a waste contains nitrogen? Example is urea. It is a waste. It contains nitrogen. Now it is a toxic substance. So it needs to be removed. Now where urea is present? Urea is present in our urine. Sometimes in our sweat. Urea is present. Clear? So it is a toxic substance. It needs to be removed. Clear? Now in excretion process, what are the organs that involved in this excretion process? What are the organs that involved in this excretion process? So organs involved. What are the organs that involved in this excretion process? Number one, organs, lungs. Clear? Number two, our skin. Number two organ. Number three, liver. And number four, most important, our kidneys. So these are the four organs, that is lungs, skin, liver and kidneys. These four organs involved in the excretion process. Now how lungs are involved in excretion? Because lungs are involved in excretion by excreting carbon dioxide. Because when in the respiration process we take in oxygen and we breathe out carbon dioxide. That means the function is done by lungs. That means lungs breathe out carbon dioxide gas. That means it excretes carbon dioxide gas. Clear? So it is an organ which participates excretion by breathing out carbon dioxide gas. Clear? Because carbon dioxide gas is not needed by our body needs oxygen. Clear? So these lungs participated by excreting carbon dioxide, which is not needed by our body. Next, number two, skin. How skins participate in excretion process? Skin involves in removing urea. Through in the form of sweat. Skin involves in removing urea through sweat. It removes urea. Skin removes urea in the form of sweat. Next, liver. What is the function of liver in the excretion process? Liver removes ammonia. Liver removes or excretes ammonia. Now where ammonia came in our body? Now whenever we are taking food, whenever we are taking food contain many ingredients. For example, food contains protein, carbohydrates, fat, clear, vitamins. Now protein, when we consume food, the protein from food is break down by liver. The protein from food is broken down by liver. The protein from food is broken down by liver, and this protein produces ammonia. Clear? Protein from food is broken down by liver and it produces ammonia. Clear? This ammonia is removed by the liver because this ammonia is harmful for our body, so it needs to be removed, and the removal is done by liver. So in this way liver participates in the excretion process. Number 4, kidneys. We all know the function of kidneys. It removes urine. This is the main organ involved in the excretion process. It removes urine. Urine contains urea. Kidneys remove urine. Urine contains urea, and urea is a toxic substance. It is harmful for our body, so it needs to be removed. So in this way these 4 organs participated in the excretion process. Clear? Next is human excretory system. We will study about particularly human excretory system. Human excretory system. So human excretory system involves a pair of kidneys. Kidneys look like bean shaped. They look like bean shaped. How do kidneys look like? Kidneys look like bean shaped. So number 1, a pair of kidneys. Next, a pair of ureter. Number 3, a urinary bladder. Clear? A urinary bladder. Next, last, number 4, a urethra. Clear? So human excretory system involves a pair of kidneys which looks like bean shaped. Number 2, a pair of ureter. Number 3, a urinary bladder, and number 4, a urethra. So if we draw a diagram, let's erase it. If we draw a diagram of human excretory system, this diagram is important. So first, kidneys. So bean shaped. These 2 are kidneys, bean shaped. Now blood vessels are coming inside the kidneys, and the blood vessels are going outside from the kidneys. Clear? Blood vessels are coming inside the kidneys and blood vessels are going outside from the kidneys, and these blood vessels connected to our, suppose this is urinary bladder. Clear? And this is our urethra. Clear? So this is these are the kidneys, a pair of kidneys which looks like bean shaped. Clear? This is ureters. This is ureters, a pair of ureters. This is our urinary bladder, and finally this is our urethra. Clear? Now we should know the term renal. What is renal? Now the blood vessels associated with the kidneys. Listen carefully, the blood vessels which are coming in the kidneys and which are going outside the kidneys. The blood vessels which are coming inside the kidneys and which are going outside the kidneys. All these blood vessels associated with the kidneys are called as renals. Clear? The blood vessels associated with the kidneys, those which are coming inside the kidneys and those which are going outside the kidneys. All these blood vessels are called renals. Clear? All these blood vessels are called renals. Now these blood vessels are coming inside the kidneys, so these are called renal artery. These are called renal artery, and these blood vessels are going outside the kidneys, so these blood vessels are called renal vein. Clear? So there are renal artery and renal vein. So blood vessels which are coming inside the kidneys are known as renal artery. This one is a renal artery and this one also is a renal artery. And the blood vessels which are going outside the kidneys are known as renal vein. So these blood vessels, these two blood vessels are known as renal vein because these are going outside the kidneys. Clear? So this is our human excretory system. This is our human excretory system. Clear? So we should know what is the function of each of these. That is, what is the function of ureter, what is the function of urinary bladder, what is the function of our urethra. Clear? So we should know about their functions. What are their functions? So first, kidneys. The function of kidney is to produce urine. The function of kidney is to produce urine. Clear? Next, ureters. What is the function of ureters? These are ureters. These vessels are ureters. A pair of ureters. We have a pair of ureters. So what is the function of ureters? Now they carry urine from kidneys. They carry urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. Ureters carry urine from the kidneys to the urinary bladder. This is the urinary bladder. What is the function of urinary bladder? The function of urinary bladder is to store our urine. The function of urinary bladder is to store our urine. What is the function of urethra? The function of urethra is to remove the urine. The function of urethra is to remove the urine from our body. Clear? So these are the functions of different parts of the human excretory system. Now inside the kidneys there are nephrons. Inside each kidney there are millions of nephrons. What are nephrons? What are nephrons? Nephrons are the functional unit of kidneys. Nephrons are termed as functional unit of kidneys. Also they are termed as filtering units. So nephrons are the functional unit of kidneys and they are also termed as filtering unit. Now each kidney contains millions of nephrons. Their function is to filter the urine. Their main function is to filter the urine. Clear? So inside each kidney there are millions of nephrons. So nephrons are the functional unit or filtering unit of kidneys. Clear? If we go in details, I'll erase this diagram. If I go into details about the structure of nephrons, so how nephrons looks like, structure of nephrons, how nephrons looks like. Nephrons looks like, suppose clear. So from here goes like this. Clear? So nephron looks like almost like this. So this is filtering units. So flows like this way. Clear? So this is the collecting duct where urine gets collected, collecting duct. Clear? This is collecting duct here. This is our collecting duct. This is known as glomerulus. Glomerulus. Clear? I will explain each term later. This is our Bowman's capsule. Bowman's capsule. Clear? So nephron, the structure of nephron, this is the structure of nephron. Nephron looks like almost this. Clear? So what is glomerulus? What is this glomerulus? What is this glomerulus? Now it is composed of a mass of tubes. It looks like a mass of tubes. Glomerulus, this is a glomerulus portion. The glomerulus looks like a mass of tubes. It is a filtering unit. Glomerulus looks like a mass of tubes. It is a filtering unit, and it is a part of a network of capillaries. Many capillaries forms network, and those network combines to form glomerulus. So it is nothing, it is a part of a network of capillaries, and it is a mass of tube like structure. So this is all about glomerulus. Clear? Now what is Bowman's capsule? What is Bowman? This one is known as Bowman's capsule. This portion is known as Bowman's capsule. The glomerulus enclosed in a capsule. This glomerulus portion, that means this glomerulus portion enclosed in a capsule. This glomerulus portion enclosed in a capsule, which is known as Bowman's capsule. Clear? So this is the structure of nephron. We should know the three terms. One is collecting duct, wherein urine is collected. One is glomerulus. One is Bowman's capsule. Clear? Now I'll erase this diagram. Next, another two terms which we should know. One is afferent. One is afferent arteriole. One is afferent arteriole. One is afferent arteriole and the one is efferent arteriole. One is afferent arteriole and another one is efferent arteriole. Now what is afferent arteriole? Now the artery, both these are arteries. Clear? If you recall the transportation second part lecture, I have already told what is arteriole and what are venules. Clear? I have already told what are arterioles in capillary section, what are arterioles and what are venules. So these two, that is afferent arteriole and efferent arteriole, these two are arteries. So in case of afferent arteriole, the artery which takes blood to the glomerulus, that is known as afferent arteriole. I am repeating again, the artery which takes blood to the glomerulus is called as afferent arteriole. The artery which takes blood to the glomerulus is known as afferent arteriole. Clear? Moving forward to efferent arteriole. It is just reverse of afferent arteriole. That means the artery which receives blood from the glomerulus. Is known as efferent arteriole. Clear? So basically these two are the arteries. Clear? Next, urine formation in kidneys. How urine is formed in the kidneys. Urine formation in kidneys. So in urine formation in kidneys, there are three steps. I'll explain each step one by one. So there are at first three steps. So I will tell each step one by one. So the first step is glomerular filtration. First, it is filtered by the glomerulus. So it is termed as glomerular filtration. Glomerular filtration. It is the first step. Step number 2 is tubular reabsorption. reabsorption. It is the second step. The last step, there is the third step, is secretion. The third step or last step is secretion. It is the first step, it is the second step, it is the third step. Now in case of glomerular filtration, we have nitrogenous waste in our body. That needs to be excreted. That is the definition of excretion. That is the process of excretion, that nitrogenous waste should be removed from our body. So nitrogenous waste, that is glucose, water or amino acid, filter from the blood into the Bowman's capsule. Clear? I am repeating again. Nitrogenous wastes like glucose, water or amino acid filter from blood into the Bowman's capsule of the nephron. So the nephron at first, nitrogenous waste like glucose, water, amino acid filters from the blood in Bowman's capsule. That is, Bowman's capsule looks like this was your Bowman's capsule in nephron structure. This was your Bowman's capsule. This is glomerulus and this was your Bowman's capsule. This is in nephron. So nephron at first filters nitrogenous wastes, that is ammonia, amino acid, water or glucose. It filters from the blood into the Bowman's capsule. This is glomerular filtration. This is the first step. Second step, tubular reabsorption. Now useful substances, nitrogenous wastes are removed from the body. So there are some useful substances. Clear? There are some useful substances because nitrogenous wastes are already removed in our body. So there are some useful substances. So these useful substances from the filtrate are reabsorbed back by the capillaries. The useful substances from the filtrate are reabsorbed back by the capillaries surrounding nephron. So some capillaries surrounded by nephron, which reabsorb the useful substances from the filtrate. Clear? So this is tubular reabsorption. That's why the process is named as reabsorption. So the capillaries around the nephron reabsorbed back some useful substances from the filtrate. Clear? So this is the second step. Last step, secretion. Extra water, salts are secreted into the tubule, which opens up into the collecting duct. So this was our collecting duct. The lower portion, that was our collecting duct. So our extra water, salts are secreted into the tubule, which opens up into this collecting duct, and then from collecting duct it goes to ureter. Clear? So I am repeating the secretion step again. The extra water, salts that are secreted into the tubule, which opens up directly into the collecting duct, and from this collecting duct it goes to our ureter. Clear? So from ureter the urine goes to urinary bladder. From ureter it goes to urinary bladder, which stores the urine. Then from urinary bladder it goes to urethra, and finally from urethra it removes from our body. So this is the formation of urine by the kidneys. Clear? So next one extra term we should know. So this is all about our excretion process, human excretion process. One extra term that we should know, what is, the question came many times, what is hemodialysis? What is hemodialysis? What is hemodialysis? What is hemodialysis? It is a process of purifying blood from artificial kidney. Listen carefully. It is a process of purifying blood by artificial kidneys. The process of purifying blood by artificial kidneys. Artificial kidneys means those patients their kidneys don't work properly. Those patients, they have kidney problem. That means their kidney don't work properly. Therefore the patients their kidney failure patients. Therefore their kidney failure patients, their kidneys don't work properly. That means they are to be, their process of excretion should be done by artificial kidneys. That means their blood needs to be purified, and that purification must be done by artificial kidneys, because their kidneys are failure. Kidneys failure. That means they are kidney failure patients. This process is known as hemodialysis. That is purifying blood by artificial kidneys. Clear? So the process is hemodialysis. Next, this is the excretion. This was the excretion of human beings. If I talk about excretion in plants, if I talk about excretion, what is the process? Excretion in plants. Excretion in plants. Now, before discussing about excretion in plants, we should know what are the substances that plants need to be excreted. What are the substances that plant needs to be excreted? So there are three substances that plants need to be excreted. That is, the substances are, one is oxygen, one is carbon dioxide, and another one is water. One is oxygen, one is carbon dioxide, and another one is water. So these are the three substances that the plants need to be excreted. Clear? So the main process, the main excretion process in plants is known as transpiration. Transpiration. The main excretion process in plant is transpiration. What is transpiration? Now it is the loss of water. It is the extra water that is present in plant. They need to be secreted or they need to be excreted. The water, extra water needs to be excreted. So the loss of water, that is extra water extra water that plants has, that water needs to be excreted. So transpiration is the loss of water. Clear? So extra water that excreted by plant, that is transpiration. Clear? Now this transpiration occurs where? The transpiration occurs where? Stomata. This transpiration occurs where? Stomata. Stomata is present in leaves. These are the tiny pores. Stomata is tiny pores. Stomata is the tiny pores present on the leaves. Stomata is the tiny pores, small tiny pores present in the leaves. Suppose these are the leaves. These are the leaves. These are the leaves. Stomata is present all over the leaves. Clear? So these are the tiny pores present on the leaves. These are known as stomata. Clear? So transpiration mainly involves this stomata. Clear? So this is excretion in plants. So the topic is complete. Excretion is complete. The chapter is almost complete.